Rhythm is life, rhythm is soul. I say let's get it right this time. Let love unfold.
The me knows nothing.
Well, it seems that, well, that's its number one problem, isn't it? It thinks it does.
Yeah, but what is this? See, but the me doesn't think it does.
The thought's there.
That's all that's happening.
Yeah.
That's all that's happening, my friend. Yeah. And the thoughts create a me. Well, the thoughts will say a me is here. A me's trying to understand. A me's trying to get this, or no. But
right. The same old me that was doing all the other, doing in quote marks everything else.
Yeah, and yet the me can't do anything. It doesn't do anything. All mind does is describe. Tell me what else it does other than that.
It seems to put things together into patterns.
Into patterns.
Patterns, yeah.
Yeah, and those patterns. Good, and those patterns are a description. Have a look.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a utility in it that seems to affirm the whole value of the process. So, you get your recipe out and your eggs and your butter and your flour and you make yourself a cake and you've done, says do this first and then that thing and then the third one and stick it in the oven and then come back in half an hour and there's your cake. So kind of your brains or your mind or whatever it is, the thoughts are following these instructions, and there's a kind of affirmation at the end when you got the cake that all of this was kind of helpful, and then this kind of same process then gets, I guess it gets unleashed on everything and it doesn't help a lot of the time. It's not working.
You use the word instructions. Aren't instructions a description?
Yes. Yeah, I know. But there's this some kind of slip that happens somewhere between realizing that these things are descriptions and then seeing them and sort of assuming or just jumping past over that and seeing them as the reality,
Good, but okay, good. Now, see this person or me. Is that not a description?
It has to be, yes. Like everything else, it has to be a description.
Good. Is the description the described?
No, it's just a shorthand or some kind of symbol.
Good. So good. So this me, yeah. Where is it that the mind is describing a me? Yeah. Where is the me?
There's a concept.
Which is another description.
A concept is a description, yeah. More generic.
Still a description.
Level. Yeah. Yeah, but the fridge is a description. If I say there's a fridge, it's got food in it. When I'm hungry, I go to the fridge.
But is the fridge the description?
The word fridge is a description. The concept of a fridge is a description.
Is the fridge the description?
No. It's with the food, isn't it?
Right. But that's all the mind does is describe. It can't experience the actual.
No.
The mind cannot experience the actual. In one language, a fridge will be called a fridge. In another language, it'll be called something else.
Yes.
Now,
well, you don't really need a word for fridge unless you're trying to tell someone else about it. I mean, truly, if you just have I'm hungry and you sort of maybe wake up in the middle of the night and you haven't really got many thoughts in your head, you can stumble over to your fridge and open it without really getting into a big dialogue in your head about this is a fridge.
Right. That just happens, doesn't
But
it?
if somebody else says, where's the food? It's handy to have a word fridge. Otherwise, then, you could spend quite a while showing them all the different things in your house.
The point I'm trying to make is mind only ever describes.
Yes.
Whether it's describing a fridge or whether it's describing me. Is the description the actual? No. So instead of relying on the description, go directly to the me. Why? If me's so prevalent, if it's so here,
Yes.
we're convinced me's here, right? Find it. Why do we need to think our way there?
It's a lot harder than the fridge. The me doesn't really seem to exist the way the fridge does.
Good.
I mean, the me seems to exist only in thoughts. Whereas the fridge is sitting over there in the corner, so.
Yeah, but hold on. But it's only a fridge because mind says it's a fridge.
Yes.
It's only an object because mind says it's an object.
Defined it in that way, yeah.
Yeah, it's only separate because mind says it's separate.
Yes, but that's true of everything.
Yeah. And what I'm saying is what mind is saying is not true. It can't experience anything. There's no experience. Mind doesn't experience. It describes what it thinks is there. It thinks there's a me here, and then it'll have a description of me. It thinks there's a me here, and it believes there's a me here, and then it'll have a description about the me.
Yes, that's how it works.
Yeah. Now, outside of mind, what now? Do you die? Do you fall off the chair? What happens then outside of mind? In the absence of all thoughts. Now what? Did it go quiet just then, James?
Well, it's hard to explain, isn't it? Like, because if you want to explain it, then you have to go back into the mind and the words.
And note, I didn't ask you to explain it.
No, I know, but there was nothing to say.
That's my point. That's my point. Mind goes into abeyance. Now what? Who's experiencing the thoughts? Mind will say me. Is that statement true? Can a description experience thoughts? Because me is nothing but a description. That's why we can't find the damn thing when we go looking for it. We go looking for it as an entity, as something substantial. We literally go looking for it. Now, remove the mind, which means all description ceases. Remove the mind. Now where's the me? Is there one? or in the absence of mind, what is?
No, everything.
Says mind. Yes, says mind. Everything says mind.
Is that a word that mind uses?
Yeah.
When it can't come up with a better answer.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll eventually start spitting out things it's learnt. What's being nothing. Void.
There's a lot of stuff. There's stuff going on that doesn't get labeled and doesn't get explained.
Where?
In not thinking.
Is that from your direct experience?
Yeah, I would say that's the whole point of martial arts, for example, is to put you in a zone where you're observing and responding to events without any kind of stopping and thinking, hey, look, there's a guy with a knife or something. You don't do that. That's the whole point of it.
It's too quick for the mind, isn't it?
Yeah, and there's stuff going on, you know.
Yeah.
Things happen. People end up being tackled and their knives taken off them and all this kind of thing without any.
It's all just happening, isn't it?
Yes. And there's some kind of level of recognition going on that's pre-ideas or something. I don't even know how to describe that. Seems much more relaxed place to be.
Yeah. See, martial arts is a really good example. Particularly, like, the mind's too slow to keep up with what's occurring. If you're sparring, let's say you got 10 people around you in a circle. They're all 6 feet away. The instructor goes like that. And the moment that he does that, those 10 people have to jump you. You got to defend yourself against those 10 people. You really think thought's going to come into it? 3 minutes of 10 black belts trying to get you. I'm not talking about just 10 ordinary citizens who wouldn't know how to fight their way out of a brown paper bag. I'm talking about black belts. Do you really think thought would have an opportunity to step in? Yet stuff would be happening, would it not?
Yes.
Yeah. That would just be happening. As is everything. It's just happening. The mistake we make as a human being is, I am a doer. That's all. That's the mistake. And that needs to be seen through. Even the seeming, human being is just happening. Look at what it does in life. It just constantly reacts. The person, this seeming person, which is mind, all it does is constantly react. Where's the free will in that? Like, really? Is there a doer? Please go looking for that. Yeah. Look for the seeming person. Look for the me. What is it? What's going on here? What the hell's? Keep it to yourself, James. Like the search. If mind wanders off and goes, oh yeah, but what about those people and this situation and that? Come back to your own direct experience. No one knows your inner world like you know your inner world. No one. Which is all consists of thoughts. For experiencing to occur, one needs to be conscious. Now, is the mind conscious? Or is it just making up this big, huge story based on zero experience? Remember, the mind only describes. That other thing that I say, yeah? You're conscious of mind. You are. You're conscious of the inner story that's going on within you, James. You are conscious of it. Now step into the story, step into the mind, and see if mind is conscious of this that's conscious of it. Seriously. That must be done. You have to do that. Check.
Yeah, it comes up with explanations. It says like one part of me is looking at another part of me.
Yeah. But I'm trying to get you to try and experience whether or not mind is conscious of this here that's conscious of it. It'll say all sorts of stuff. The mind will say all sorts of stuff. That we're not interested in what it's saying. Is it conscious? It's your mind. Is it conscious? Is mind conscious of this here that's conscious of it?
No, it just gives descriptions.
Good. That's really important. Now, if mind is not conscious, what's it basing its story on?
It's just reflecting on experience.
Doesn't even know what an experience is.
It's not responsible for the experience. It's a sort of after thing that happens.
Good.
It's like someone putting subtitles on a movie or something.
Yeah. And is the subtitles the movie?
No.
Yeah.
Well, no, not the pictures and the word, the voices and everything.
Subtitles is just a description, isn't it, of what's being said?
Yeah.
Word is a
Quite
description.
often totally incorrect.
Yeah.
In this case.
Yeah.
Both cases.
Yeah. See, there's one point of consciousness, if I dare say that. Understand I'm using dualistic language here, but there is one point of consciousness, not two.
Yes.
Mind is not conscious. Yet it says, I am conscious. Me is conscious. It's not true. It's absolutely not true.
Oh, thank you.